Hey guys, thanks for listening to Channel MMA with Jay. I'm Jay, and this is going to be my last fight pick for UFC on Fox 30. This is a great fight that we have been waiting for, the rematch of Eddie Alvarez versus Dustin Poirier. The first fight, we all know how it went down. Now, everybody will tell the story differently on how that first fight went down. All we know is it ended as a no contest for some reason. Illegal strikes. It ended up being a no contest. Maybe Dustin Poirier was supposed to get that win by disqualification. Maybe that's what was supposed to happen. But it is what it is. We're here now. Dustin Poirier has not been shying away from that fight. He's been calling out Eddie Alvarez ever since. And Eddie was the one who was kind of like, well, no, I don't think I have to fight you again. You were being a baby. And that's just because Eddie Alvarez, that guy is a natural born fighter. He's just a scrapper, the underground king. And they shouldn't even call him the underground king. He should be called Eddie the Machete Alvarez. Eddie the Machete Alvarez, man, because he goes out there and he's throwing nothing but hooks. I know I just said that about Jeremy Stephens, but Eddie Alvarez, for real, only throws the kitchen sink. Everything that he throws is straight from the hip. Now, the problem with Eddie Alvarez is that he gets hit a lot. He'll take punches. He's not really moving his head that much. Recently, he has been moving his head. But usually, 9 times out of 10, Eddie Alvarez is going to be in a brawl, fight of the night type of a performance. And I think that he prides himself on that. When he was fighting Justin Gaethje, he got kicked so hard in his leg that he fell to the ground. When he got back up, he was hyping the crowd up. And this was right before he KO'd Justin Gaethje with that knee. Eddie Alvarez is a natural born scrapper. He really is a natural born scrapper. It's hard for me to count him out. It really is. It's hard for people to knock him out, and it's hard for him to be submitted. He's got a decent wrestling game, and he's got a decent striking game. His strikes are wild, but they get the job done. They really do get the job done. But we've seen Eddie Alvarez have trouble with the Dustin Diamond Poiriers of the division, the Southpaw. And that's what I'm going to say about Dustin Poirier right now. He has that Southpaw stance working for him. If he hits, in the first fight, he was hitting Eddie Alvarez with that straight left and just bouncing his head back. Now, Eddie Alvarez doesn't fall to the ground easily, so it ended up just kind of being a brawl. But Dustin Poirier, in my opinion, his strikes are so much more precise. He has the speed advantage. He does have the speed advantage. He also has the technical advantage. He was busting up, whose face was he busting up with a jab? Gosh, I cannot remember, but he was busting up somebody's face with a jab. A jab. Not cross, not uppercut, none of that. Just a jab. And the thing is, that jab comes so fast at you, if you blink, you've missed it. You've absolutely missed it. So I'm going to say this is a very tough fight for me to call the winner on. I could literally flip a coin right now, but I'm actually going to go with Eddie Alvarez. I feel like Eddie Alvarez has the advantage later in the rounds. Much later in the rounds. Or later in the fight, I'll say. It's a 5-round fight, and I feel like if it gets to that 4th, 5th round, championship round, Eddie Alvarez is going to bring out that championship heart, and he is not going to go down. He really isn't. We've seen Eddie Alvarez KO people in the last round. We've seen him have so many wars. Just wars that he... I can't count him out. I just can't count him out. We all know Conor McGregor went in there and put him to his knees. But Conor is just a different animal. He really is a different animal out there with that left, with that straight left. So, yeah, I got to go with Eddie Alvarez for this fight. That's my fight pick. Eddie Alvarez, probably, let me think about it. I'm going to go with round 4 by knockout. Yeah, I think he's going to knock out Dustin Poirier. I think Dustin Poirier is going to have that chin in the air. And he's going to get knocked out. I feel like Eddie Alvarez is going to invest. One thing that Eddie Alvarez does that sometimes goes a little bit unnoticed, but Eddie Alvarez will invest heavily in the body. He'll be throwing strikes at the body. And that absolutely tires you out. It sucks all of your energy. It's painful. It's everything. And you don't see it coming. You don't see it coming. So I think that he's going to invest in the body. He's going to body up Eddie Alvarez quite a bit. And then he's going to start headhunting. I think he's absolutely going to start headhunting. If Dustin wants to win this fight, he does have the speed advantage. He does have the straight left as a southpaw. And he's got patience. You know, he really does have the patience to beat out Eddie Alvarez. But he's going to have to knock him out ice cold. And I just can't see that happening. Eddie's got the cardio, he's got the output, he's got the boxing. You know, it's kind of wild, unorthodox boxing, but he's got the boxing. He's been incorporating head movement a little bit better recently. But that's my fight pick. I got Eddie Alvarez by KO 4th round. Let me know, guys, who do you think is going to take this win and go and start, you know, get on the mic and start calling out Khabib, Ferguson, Kevin Lee is up there. I don't think anybody's going to call out Kevin Lee, but Conor. Who's going to win and get that call out? Anyways, leave your thoughts in the comments. Thanks.